They do work 100%. Like these shops that do sell like specific foam and products for cosplay nowadays is such a blessing that cosplayers did not have back in the day when Stefan, I'm gonna stop saying his fucking name because I don't know if it's right. When he started, he must have been doing it for so long, because I'm 20 years old now. So what is it, 2018, 5 years ago, I was 15. So I made that in, yeah, 2030. So I was 15. So I don't know how long he's been doing it, but he has been in the game for a long time, and he definitely deserves a lot more recognition. The dude paved the way for foam, and for foam cosplays and foam costumes. And to me, if I were to name one person who was revolutionary inside the cosplay community before it was even a fucking like community. See, this could be ignorance on my part though, because I could not know what I'm talking about. But for me, on my journey, he was the most revolutionary figure, because he taught me everything I knew about foam. And now there's a lot of people doing tutorials, and there's a lot of great YouTubers like what's his name, Punish Props, Evil Ted. Another name I'm gonna fucking butcher is Kamui cosplay, or I don't know. It's Kamui, I think, cosplay. But check her out. Her and her, not sure if it's husband or boyfriend, but I think his name's Ben. They do some amazing videos. He's amazing at painting, and she does most of the fabrication stuff in foam and warbler. I've been binge watching her videos lately. But yeah, they are revolutionary in my opinion. But Stefan, I said it again, he's crazy. Yeah, just the stuff he did for the community was amazing. It was none of this Patreon shit. Like, I don't have a problem with Patreon. I'm just saying, he released all this stuff for free, and this was probably back when YouTube wasn't as big as it is now. So he probably wasn't making that much money, if he was making money at all. But yeah, I would really put it to him for how big the cosplay community got. Because the way I discovered him was I watched Iron Man, I think, and I sort of searched up Iron Man costume or something, and he popped up, and he had all these tutorials of foam making and stuff like that. I just fucked this up. Hold up. That teaches me to fucking fiddle with shit. But yeah, so that's pretty much. I just want to give a shout out to Heroes Workshop. Go check him out on Instagram. Check him out on YouTube if he's still around on YouTube. And check out Mr. Paul Tran. They're both legends. And it's just crazy to see those people now where I'm at. And be able to, hopefully send you guys who are viewing this to go enjoy some of their work like I have, and be inspired by it, and admire what they're actually able to do. But yeah, back on the topic of running, I never really got to that. Running is fun. I love running. I never really ran because I had the mindset, because of my metabolism, that if I ran, I'd lose all my gains and shit like that. That fucking cardio will take away all my nutrition, like my energy, blah, blah, blah. It's sort of true. It does have a bit of weight, but you just got to eat more. You just got to eat more good stuff. So yeah, I really like running. I've got into it. It's such a mental thing for me, especially. Like, my legs, for the first 100 meters, are killing. And then for the rest of it, they're killing. They're always killing. But you just got to keep going, eh? I don't know. You have it in yourself to keep going. It's such a mental thing. It's crazy. And I love that. I love that struggle where you're telling yourself, nah, I need to stop. And you just keep going. It's like one foot after the other, One foot after the other. And I feel like that's just with a lot of things, you just put one foot after the other. I think there's a lot to learn from running, and there's a lot of mental gain from running. It's not even really about the physical thing. Like, I'm not going to be a marathon runner or anything, but I do enjoy the experience of running, just for the whole mental thing. But yeah, Um, what else has been going on? I did the whole ask me a question thing on Instagram today, yesterday, and today. Um, and I got some interesting ones. The first one that catch it, like when I think about it, the first one was there's a person messaged me. What was it? Oh, what are you into any comics right now? Any recent comics? Blah blah blah. Like, what do you keep up with? And I sort of just said, honestly, like I don't read comics. I showed them what I have. They're up there. I think I have about 6 maybe, and I've read about a quarter of them. Not even. Deadpool and Red Hood and the Outlaws ones. The Red Hood and the Outlaws ones was for reference for Arsenal. And I actually did read those ones. Those ones I enjoyed. And it's not that I don't like them. It's that I'd rather spend my time doing something else. That just brings me to the next one. I got a question. It was like, so you dress up as comic characters, but you don't read comics. And I sort of thought about, like, yeah, I don't read comics and I dress up as comic characters, but there's so much content, and this is what I posted on my story. If you've seen this, I sound like a broken record, but there is so much content out there. If it is stories, if it is animation, TV shows, why am I blanking? Movies, toys, everything. I grew up on that shit. Like, that was always a big part of my life. I was more of a visual learner. And I know comics are very visual, but I like when people sort of spell it out for me. It's not like I'm bad at reading. It's just that I don't really enjoy it. I've never really been a reader, so to say. So that's pretty much where I was coming out with that. But if you really think that you need to read comics to be able to enjoy the characters, I think you are very wrong. That's just my opinion. You can have a different opinion. That's okay. But I can definitely understand that people who have read the characters, read the comics that have the certain characters that they cosplay as, they probably have a way deeper understanding of the character and their flaws, their characteristics, what they like, what they don't like, who they've had, like who they've been with, all that sort of shit. That I don't know. I do every fuck. Every character I do though. Huh? I'm so immature. Every character that I do some sort of research into the character. I never really go into a character blind, mainly because of conventions. If you're wearing that costume, and you want to sort of be the part, you don't want to be. What's a character? Let's say you don't want to be like a Daredevil cosplayer, right? Acting like Deadpool. But then again, that's wrong too, because do whatever the fuck you want. Seriously, it doesn't hurt anyone. I tell you what does fucking hurt people though. Deadpool cosplayers that think it's okay to act like Deadpool on a level that really isn't acceptable or appropriate for a convention. Like, fair enough, have fun and everything, but don't be like the sexual, crude person to people you don't know. Like with your friends and that, whatever, fuck around, but yeah, I don't know why that came to my head, but I've seen a few Deadpools at cons that are bordering that line of about to get thrown out or about to get reported, and yeah, that's definitely not a good thing. But yeah, with characters, like, you just, me personally, I like to embody the character a bit, especially for me when kids come up to you and they think, or they accept that you are the character. You know what I mean? They obviously, I don't know, obviously, I'm not a kid, so I don't know. Like, I've been a kid, but I can't remember that thinking, if they actually believe that you're the character or not, or they're doing it. They know that you're a cosplayer, but they're willing to accept that their character is coming to life. So, They're willing to entertain the idea that you're the real character. But nevertheless, no matter what it is, I like to really indulge in the kids and make them have a good time and really walk away from that thinking, holy shit, I just met fucking Spider-Man. Obviously, I don't swear and shit, like, but imagine that. Imagine being a kid and your favorite superhero is Spider-Man, and it's the best when they have like a shirt or a hat and it's got Spider-Man on it. I'm like, hey, that's me, and they love it. But yeah, I can just imagine a kid really taking enjoyment from that. So I like to do it for that reason, and just for myself. You know, I just feel like I'm going to be able to cosplay that character a lot better if I know a bit about them. But yeah, I'm not shaming anyone that doesn't know anything about a character they cosplay. Everyone cosplays for different reasons. Don't let anyone tell you that your reason is wrong. Yeah. So, what does that bring me to? I feel like everything has to bring me to something because I'm always like, so this brings me to, but what's a hot topic lately has been bullying in the Australian cosplay community, especially, I guess, there has been this whole situation going around for the last few months. I won't really get into it because I think Sorry guys, I am not sure why that happened, or I am sure that it happened because I reached 30 minutes on my camera. I'm not sure if that's a setting I can change, but it seems to stop at 30 minutes when I'm recording. So if you know anything about that, let me know. I will do some research into it, but that's weird, but interesting. But what I was saying was there's a whole situation in Australia right now, in the cosplay community, about bullying, but I won't get into the details or anything, like, because I barely know about it myself. I sort of stay out of it. I don't get involved. I am friends with both parties involved, so it's like, you know what I mean? It's hard, but I don't pick sides and that shit. Like, I'd rather not get involved. But one thing I do want to speak on is you can't combat bullying with bullying. That never worked. It's like the whole eye for an eye thing. It's the whole, and it's hard to say because what do you define bullying as? Because to me, bullying is when it's someone continually comes at you with insults, hate, just negative thoughts and things that are unnecessary to say, that did not need to be heard. Just hurtful things, I guess. And it's continuous. So say, at school, it's a lot easier because you got to go every fucking day. So say you go there one day, first day, someone says you're fucking ugly, and then the next day you go there, you try to avoid them, but they come after you, say it again, blah, 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 and it's hurtful. Because some people will take that shit on board, 100%. I was one of those people. I never really got bullied because I sort of stood up for myself, or I distanced myself too much. Like not too much, but enough that I sort of wouldn't surround myself with the people that were like that. But internet, it's a bit different to me because the cyberbullying thing is a whole new thing. That has become just with the whole new age of the internet. And when I was in high school, I think iPhones were pretty much just coming in. Like when I was in year 7 and 8, we still had sort of like the E63 phones, like the ones with the keypad. I never had one, but a lot of people had them. And you know those phones where you had to fucking press the number like 3 times to get an S or some shit? Those phones. But then once I got a bit older, then we started to bring the iPhones in, and people started getting iPhones. So cyberbullying and Facebook and stuff like that was a part of my high school experience, but it wasn't a huge part like it probably is now. You know, you see like 8-year-olds with phones and shit. Like we didn't have that. But so it's I'm probably speaking very ignorantly on this, but I'm just going to give you my opinion And feel free, if you have a kid or you have a brother or sister that is going through this shit, feel free to correct me on anything that I say wrong. I'd love to learn. I'd love to learn about what actually is going on, you know, because you do fall out of the loop with things, and you form your opinions on what you see. But yeah, so cyberbullying, to me, it's hard to think about because, especially, let's just stick with Instagram. Facebook's a whole different thing. Instagram, if someone, Paul, let's say Paul, which this would never happen, Paul's the nicest dude ever. Let's say Paul messages me saying, fuck your cosplays, you're shit, or some shit like that. Like, okay, so what I do is I reply, no, I don't know, what would I reply to that? I probably wouldn't reply, unless it was someone I knew, and then I would be like, oh. No, to be honest, I probably wouldn't reply. I'd just, like, leave it, and then that's it. I'd just leave it. I wouldn't follow them or anything like that. And then, say the next day, they message me again. And the same thing, Paul says, you know, your cosplay's are shit, just quit. Deactivate your account or whatever, you're not a real cosplayer. This motherfucker actually, he called me out on that comics thing. He was the first person who messaged me. He's like, fake nerd. I was like, you motherfucker. I was like, I knew it was coming. But so say Paul says it again. He says, deactivate your account and that. And I go, alright, I'm not taking this shit. I don't need to take it from Paul. So I block him, okay? So that's it. From my understanding, that's it. I don't understand how it, unless he sort of, has a large following and he gets his followers, he posts on his story or he posts a photo saying, you know, JTS cosplay doesn't deserve the cosplay, he has no skill, blah blah blah, go comment on his photos, quit, or some shit like that. Then it becomes a problem. But in this whole Australian cosplay community bullshit, bullying thing, I'm not saying the bullying's bullshit, I just mean the whole situation is bullshit. That hasn't happened on the side that were the bullies. So, and all this, guys, if you know what I'm talking about and you're listening, obviously, I'm not excusing anyone's behavior. I'm not saying that anyone's wrong, okay? This is strictly from a opinion of someone from the outside who doesn't really know much about what was said, okay? Okay, so say this one person said something in private, got out to the other person, blah blah blah. But okay, so they've all been blocked, right? There's a problem when the victim of bullying, okay, and see, that's the whole thing of definition of bullying. Continuous to me. It's continuous. When it is Paul, when Paul does it 3 days in a row and then I block him and then he goes, oh, all my followers comment on your page. Because that's crippling to my page. That's crippling to me because I can't go anywhere without seeing these comments from people. And I think that's completely wrong. You shouldn't do that. But this is what I'm seeing from the victims of the bullying, supposed bullying. Look, once again, I'm not saying it wasn't bullying. I just don't know. So I'm not going to call someone a bully when I don't know if they're actually a bully, alright? So the victims of the supposed bullying now are posting... It started off with very positive shit. 100% it was positive. It was like... you know, spread positivity, not negativity. We don't need this in the cosplay community. Bullying is not right. It's not appropriate. It doesn't have a place here. And I completely agree with that shit. Like, it doesn't. It's not necessary. If you have negative thoughts, keep them to yourself. And if they get out and you're speaking to a friend, then your friend's not a very good friend. But so what I'm getting at is these people, the victims, they start posting that sort of stuff, like the positive stuff, which I'm completely on board with. I agree with, definitely. And then it gets to a point where the supposed bullies have stopped posting, or they never posted that I seen, okay? They have stopped saying things they have stopped anything that they were doing beforehand. And then it gets to a point where the victims now are going after them. In a way that, to me, it's hard because I don't know the story. So I'm just going to leave it like... It's just... Okay, so I'm just going to be completely general here. If you are getting bullied on social media, and then you turn that around and you start posting on your story about how bad this person is, or start making shit up, or even insulting them, you're no better. That's how it is for me, okay? It doesn't make the person that said something to you in the first place any better. No, you're as bad as each other, 100%. And the problem is, they're all adults. Like, with school, it's hard. Like, a bully is a bully because usually of some insecurities or things they're going through at home, you know, bad home environment, something like that. But when you're an adult, and you are saying things on your story about other people, it's a bit hard to give you a pass. It's a bit hard to say, oh, okay, they're just young. We'll punish them, and then they'll learn that you can't be like that to other people. You can't be insensitive. You can't be rude. So it's a bit of a struggle when that happens to me. I mean, not to me, but when I see that, because it's now all that shit about you, all that shit saying that like fuck bullying, be positive, don't spread negativity, goes out the window. It's completely gone out the window. There it goes, because now you're the one spreading the negativity and the hate. So it's hard to listen to anything you say before that. So what I'm saying here pretty much is, it's the age-old thing of, if you don't like what someone has said to you, why would you say it back? Why would you, I think there's a better way to word that. It's like, oh, don't say anything that you wouldn't want someone else to say to you. And this is exactly what has happened. Okay, so like, you're no better than the person that was attacking you, okay? And then it's hard for me to really... It's hard for me to think positively when you're the one spreading the negativity. Like, I'm always going to be positive because I stay out of this bullshit. I stay... I'm not involved, so... You know, and if anyone gets offended at this and they're in it, definitely message me. You know, I'm always down for a conversation. I feel like I am a pretty reasonable person. I'm open-minded. I'm down for a chat. But yeah, when it's hard to preach positivity when there's negativity on both sides. That's what I'm just gonna leave it at that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that, alright? Okay. So how long have we gone for now? Oh shit, 41 minutes. Maybe I'll give you a bit of an update, on where I am with cosplays and what my plans are for next year, 2019, and then we can end it off here. So where am I at now? Nightwing probably is the most close to being done. I have... What do I have? I have the neck seal done, that I've casted. I have the belt pieces all need to be glued to a strap. The boots are coming. What else is there? The boots, the belt, the neck seal, the suit. I am planning on dragon skinning it. So if you haven't looked, if you don't know what dragon skinning a costume is, maybe look up Jake Moore's tutorial on YouTube. It's dragon skinning a cosplay or a Zentai suit or something. It's just like a really cool way to add silicone to a Zentai suit on top of, so it adds like a raised detail. You pretty much, in essence, you puff paint the outline and then you fill it in with silicone. I'm doing that for my Nightwing suit, but I'm not very great at puff paint and straight lines and consistency, so I sent that over to my friend Danny. She is doing an amazing job. I will be getting that back soon, and then I'll dragon skin that. And then that's pretty much done. I just need to get a mask. I don't know if I'm going to make one, print one, mold it, cast it, or just go with Tigerstone FX. Tigerstone FX do amazing products. I'm going to have to time it well too. So yeah, I got to work all that shit out, but everything is pretty much a go. Like, we're nearly there. Yeah, Nightwing has been it's been a long one coming. This is my V2, and I'm pretty happy with it. It's going to be very streamlined, going to be very very classic looking. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. I want to get some of your imaginations going and get the gears turning, you know. But yeah, I'm keen for that. Also, I have, if you follow my Instagram, I have my Gambit that I want to do. I asked Red Unit Inc. To draw me up a original concept costume design for Gambit, a redesign with I sent him a few reference pictures and stuff, and I commissioned that from him. Red Unit Inc. on Instagram. I don't know why my nose is so itchy, but yeah, definitely check him out. He has some amazing art. His Inktober was awesome. He really inspired me to be a bit more creative and stuff like that. So shout out to Rui over at Red Unit Inc. But yeah, so I've got that concept art that I can start working on. I haven't really done much except like a bit of planning. And then the big costume that I'm excited for next year is going to be Herod. And I hope I'm saying that right. Probably not, but I'm going to go with it. So Herod is a World of Warcraft character that Zach Fisher, who is an amazing artist, has been doing these redesigns, these costume redesigns for World of Warcraft characters, and he calls it Project Ebon Blade or Ebon Blade. Man, my pronunciations are not good. But yeah, so he's been doing that, and he has a whole bunch of different characters, and I really want to do Herod. So I'm excited to do that. There's a lot of foam fabrication, Warbler, LEDs, stuff like that. I've never used Warbler before, so I am excited to try and wrap my head around using that and experience all these different materials that I have used before, but I haven't used before. So that should be fun. Yeah, body paints. It's going to be fun. I'm going to include 3D printing, molding, casting. I'm hoping to do a full YouTube series on that one. Yeah, so 2019 is those three costumes pretty much. I'll probably do a few little ones like my Slytherin or Superboy, stuff that's pretty easy to piece together, or stuff I can do in my spare time. But other than that, they will probably be the big three if I don't change my mind. Yeah, I don't see me changing my mind on Gambit or Herod, because Gambit has been a costume that I've always wanted to do. And Herod is just a huge challenge that I'm really excited to tackle. But yeah, 2019, my first con will either be in April or June. Which is a fair way away. April will be, it's either Melbourne Supernova or Melbourne Oz Comic Con, and June is Sydney Supernova. So they probably will be one of my first cons. Other than that, I don't really have any big plans for any other cons at the moment. I really want to get to PAX in Melbourne next year in October, because that is Melbourne PAX. Well, not Melbourne PAX, but there are a bunch of cosplayers doing a really cool Project Ebon Blade for the World of Warcraft characters. Just the redesigns from Zach Fisher. Just doing a group. So there's a group on Facebook that I'm in that I'm really excited for. That should be really fun. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have any plans. So PAX, that's going to be a must, definitely. Other than that, Sydney Supernova, Oz Comic Con, you can probably catch me at one of those. I'll always post it on my Instagram. But yeah, that's about it. I hope you enjoyed this, guys. I'm really looking forward to doing more of these. I do enjoy doing them. I just don't really think about it, but I will think about it. I will promise. I don't know why I'm promising, but I promise that I will bring these out more often. Same with YouTube videos. I really want to expand on showing you guys what I can do, what I am doing. I got a few projects in the works, an XTC 3D video that I'm going to be doing soon. I'm finishing a 3D print video, and just stuff like that. So yeah, before I ramble on some more, I will let it go at that. Definitely, if you're not already, follow my Instagram, JTS Cosplay. I update that pretty much the most out of everything. I don't even have a Facebook page. I don't have Twitter or anything. So yeah, Instagram and YouTube is where you can find me. If you got any questions, if you got any suggestions, topics, format, how long you think this should go for. I'm still in the early stages, episode 3. Hit me up on Instagram. If you DM me though saying hello or how are you, I'm not going to reply. I'm sorry. I do not have time to start a conversation with someone I don't really know. But if you do message me, just start with hey, and then the question or the suggestion or just watched and blah blah blah, okay? I will most likely reply to you. If I don't reply to you, I'm super busy and I missed your message, but just message me again then, and it should be come up to the top. Because message requests, sometimes I don't check them that often, but yeah. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, guys. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more. And like I said, just let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys next time. Hopefully I can be doing this more common, like a weekly sort of thing. But yeah, if it's not a weekly thing, then it should be like a fortnightly thing. But yeah, have a good day, guys. See ya.